Hello and welcome everyone to our live today. I'm Marcy Hubbard here with Brite Beauty, and today we're going to talk with Sarabeth of Sarabeth Events, a planner in DFW. And so I'm going to wait for her to pop on and request to join us. Let's see. Here we go. Yay!
Hi there.
Hello, how are you?
Hi. Good. I'm going to back up a little bit, just kind of get all situated here. It looks a bit different than it looked on my camera. So
How are
good.
you?
I'm good. You look so beautiful today. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to do my makeup now because I'm talking to Marcy and, she's going to be all done up.
Well, thank you. I chatted with Jill from Lustra on Wednesday, and she was like, I'm so excited because it gives me an excuse to do my hair and makeup.
It does. It does. It kind of gives us all an excuse for that. So I was like, sign me up. Yes, that's true. Whatever it takes. And I'm actually wearing real jeans today too, not just like Lululemon pants or anything.
Yes, girl. I love it. Yeah, same. I got my jeans on, like,
there you go.
We're ready to go.
Yes.
How are you hanging in there? This time is so crazy, isn't it? Like nuts.
Yeah. It's been great. We've been doing so many business things that I think we just never really sit down and get the chance to do. So, that way on the outside of this, after we're all over this, kind of period in our lives, we're just going to come out that much more stronger. So, we've just kind of embraced it, given ourselves a lot of to-dos to complete. And so, based on that, it keeps the morale up, and, it helps feeling like you're still crossing things off of that to-do list.
For sure. Yeah. It's like diving into those things like your website, that, well, I don't know about your website. Our website needed some TLC. So it's like, hey, we have the time now to do that and dive into some new programs. So really, I love your attitude about it, because I think, especially in the beginning, it was kind of like panic. And then everybody was like, well, wait, there's a lot of good that can come from this. So let's just focus on that and get those things done. So
that's right. How's your team been?
Good. We launched a virtual platform like hair and makeup. You can book your own like virtual lesson.
I saw that. That's great.
So that's been fun. So we've just gotten really creative on, well, how can we stay busy during this downtime? And then of course, like yourself, still planning for events and weddings in the future, and hoping that we get to open this thing back up in May. Fingers crossed.
Yes, that's right. Yes, we're hoping for the same thing. I know, that's right.
Oh, for sure. Okay, well, Sarabeth, first of all, love your name. Like, that is such a great Southern name, Sarabeth. Are y'all Catholic too?
Thanks. No, we're not. It just comes from having indecisive parents. My mom wanted to name me Sarah. My dad wanted to name me Elizabeth. So there you go.
Sarabeth. It's so, but it's so Southern. I just love that.
Yes.
So Sarabeth Events, tell us a little bit about your business, and, like, how long have you been planning? And just a little bit about your company, your planning, all of that.
Yeah. So this is our 11th year in business. We're very excited about that. Yeah. Last year was our 10-year anniversary. So, we had some fun with that. We got started, like a lot of people do. I was actually getting a degree at the time in marketing, and, switched to actually do entrepreneurship. But I took a free internship with another planner, and from there just realized this is really what I want to do. I really want to make a career out of this. I really loved helping people. And of course, weddings are just, so amazing, and like, what a dream job. I did that for a few years, and then I founded Sarabeth Events whenever I graduated from college, which was 11 years ago. And then from there, my team started joining me. All of my team members have background in catering, so that was really important to me. And most of them have been with me from the beginning. I think Georgette is the team member that joined us last, and that was still 6 years ago. So it's just amazing how long our team has been together.
That's incredible. And that's just a testament to your leadership, that you, because this industry can be so quick turnover, and the fact that like
yes,
your people join you, they love what you're doing, they love your vision and what you bring to life for others. So that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, we definitely have fun together.
Very cool.
Yes.
So what, and I have a few questions here that we're going to go through. We talked a little bit about it. So let's talk a little bit about the event planning side.
Okay.
So you do weddings, and what other types of events do you do?
Sure. So we have a wedding division. And so that's our team, Rachel, Georgette, and Lauren. They handle all of our weddings. Then I take on other events such as nonprofit events, corporate events, or other social events such as, birthday parties, anniversary parties. Our weddings division will also help with those events as needed.
Okay, cool. And then you really, what I love about you too is like you look for really unique things, elements to bring into parties and weddings, and finding those things that maybe not everybody is doing that you're like, oh, this is really cool. We could incorporate this into a party. So just, this is off cuff, but thinking of that, what are some things that you just off the top of mind that you're like, oh, that was a really fun element or aspect or something to an event that we added? Can you give some examples of that?
Absolutely. So, we get inspired by other education. So anytime we have the chance to attend a national conference, we just got back from the special event. It's crazy. It was just about a month ago in Las Vegas. And, it was amazing to see nationwide what planners are doing, and being inspired from each other is what really makes us that much better for the next year. And even further, from that. So I would say, anytime we're able to add a live animal element to a party, people love, the live animal aspect of, taking a picture with a donkey as they're coming in, if it's a fiesta, or playing with a little monkey, during the event. Anytime that we're able to add those elements in, it's really fun. We also like to have a lot of fun with food and beverage. So, making those as interactive as possible and coming up with some really unique things like on-site crepe stations, just coming up with some really unique ideas based on the caterer that we're working with. Those are just some fun things that we like to add on.
How fun. Yes. And then I know we did an event together and you're like, hey, we're doing the pop-up, you found out we were doing this pop-up Glam Station. You're like, this would be perfect for this event and this thing. So yeah, really good that you find those different elements.
We love that one. And at that one, you may remember we had snow. So it was snowing as people were coming in. And then we had a reindeer. And so that was a really fun one. We had a lot of, just holiday parties. You think about going to holiday parties and they can be, like, oh man, we've got another holiday party to go to, and then you walk in and it's snowing and it's like this really great, fun experience.
That was epic for sure. Yeah. You walk and there's all the snow in the driveway and everything in Dallas, Texas, that's
that's right.
Yeah. Pretty exciting.
Yes.
Really quickly, I've turned off the comments on if you're joining us, and the comments are off right now just because we've been leaving them on, but it covers up our guest faces, and I hate that. So we've turned that off for now, but stick with us at the end. We'll open that up, and you can ask Sarabeth questions or ask questions, anything. So we'll open that up at the end. So hang on to those questions. Okay, so what is your favorite aspect of planning?
Yeah. So our favorite aspect of planning is really getting to know the couple or the client. So really finding out how can we make something, an event that everyone goes to, unique based on their personality, and how can we bring that into their event based on branding or maybe something that a couple loves to do together. We want every guest to leave an event saying that was uniquely theirs. We thought that we were just in for another typical event, but I really saw them in all of the details. And we almost kind of take that on as if it's a challenge. And so, my team is just so great at doing that and, really forming great relationships.
That is so important too, right? You have to vibe with this person that you've hired. And then that's great. Like making it unique to them, because you could do And I think the temptation is to do a cookie cutter event, right? Same for us in hair and makeup. There's a lot that's the same. So it's real easy to get into that rut of like, oh, let's turn this out. But really taking the time to get to know them, to take a look at who they are, and then bringing those elements to them. And that's just like, it's why we do what we do, because we're in the service industry because we love serving others, right?
Yes.
And so like you said at the beginning, to really connect with your client that way. What are some current trends you're seeing for 2020 once we open that up?
Sure. So that was really great about going to the special event. We're seeing so many amazing things hitting the market soon. So there's everything from create a song for me, where you send in some details and they'll come up with a custom song just for you at your event. I know there's also these really adorable cookie glasses that are about this big, and you can put whatever you want. So you can put alcoholic, ingredients in them, but they're actual cookies, and they come out hot, and they ship them to you, and then your kitchen just takes them over. So we're really excited about that. There's some smaller things too, like, you can customize LED candles to be table numbers now. So, it's kind of an eco-friendly thing that then you can reuse from a branding perspective if you're looking at an event from a corporate dynamic. There's also these giant inflatables that we're going to see enter the market, which we're really excited to start designing with. So think giant floral or, giant entryways into walking into a reception space or a venue even. Kind of juxtaposing on size and playing with design a little bit like that has been really fun. So we're going to try to do giant inflatables as much as possible. But we'll continue to see a lot of live entertainment elements to our events. So we like to bring out something new and interesting to a reception or an event about every hour. So if you can keep your guests surprised and on their toes, they're just going to have such a great time, and they're going to leave being so surprised at, what they just experienced.
Wow. And that's something I've never really thought about, but it's like to keep it fresh, bring in new elements every hour. That's really that's awesome that you do that. You just answered one of the questions that I have is like, what is the importance of hiring a planner? There you go. Like, did I know that there were these little cookies that you could put alcohol? Like, that's amazing. Like, you just had the inside scoop on all the things, and it would take me days, right, to research it, and then days to hire these people. And then, right, and for you, that's just your wheelhouse. You can get that done, and that's the beauty of hiring an expert. So what are some other reasons, like, why should somebody hire a planner, and specifically, why should they hire you and your team?
Sure. So, just speaking, about the entire planner world that we have out there that we're just honored to be a part of, any planner is going to be, skilled at, really saving clients time, where planning an event, especially a wedding, can be a full-time job, and they're making decisions with their heart, and they're not making decisions necessarily with a business mindset. So we come in, of course, with our client's best interest in mind as their advocate, just, in terms of, making those great decisions based on their budget or based on their personality, that sometimes it's difficult to make whenever it's such a big decision that's close to their heart. So we're able to look at it subjectively, and, more so, hiring our team. I think what's really unique about us that I've kind of touched on before, is that we are truly a team. So, we have, who you're working with, but you also know that they're backed by, 11 years of experience, quality certified education. Everyone on my team is a certified planner. I just received CPCE, which is a catering and events designation as well. So, we take this seriously. All of my teammates are full-time employees. So, you're backed by a whole team that's really looking at your wedding or event as a team approach. So we're trying to come up with innovative ideas and personalization touches to bring to every event.
Yes, that is awesome. And just having that as a client, that, okay, Sarabeth and her team are going to take really good care of us. and they know, they've been very experienced, and they know what they're doing. So that's awesome. And also, as you were talking, I was thinking about like when you hire a planner, and we talk to brides often, and I always ask them, like, are you working with a planner? Because it's from our perspective, it really just does make everything run so much more smoothly. So I like to know that about our brides. And, when they tell me no, I'm like, you really ought to consider it. I mean, this has nothing to do with me, but just consider it. And one of the things that I think is a concern is the cost. But when you think about, like, if you have a budget that you're going to spend for a wedding or an event, and you don't really know how much everything's going to cost. So you may say, okay, I want this, and this. And then you start going and getting it, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've run through my budget. Where a planner can help you assess those costs. And then also you have the inside scoop. So you might know, okay, well, you might not be able to get this with your budget, but I know how we can get something similar, maybe a little bit lesser cost. And so having that expertise really in the long run will save you. I know for me personally, I married 10 years ago. At first I didn't hire a planner, and I was like, oh, I'm good. I'm organized. I can make this happen. I'm creative, whatever. Start rolling. And then I realized, like, before the wedding, I had to go in and get a month up, because I was like, there's no way I can make all this happen and pull this together on the day of, especially. Like, no way. And so I don't know how people do it, honestly, without any help.
I know, and definitely, reaching out to a planning team, at least for, like you were saying, a month of, and that's why it's been so important that we keep that a part of our offerings, because, people really need help that month of, and, just having a planner on your side to say, you relax and enjoy the day and don't focus on the time. Like, we've got you, and we always like to say, we know that we've done our job really well. If you're talking to your guests after your wedding, and maybe you mentioned having a planner, and they said, we had no idea that you had a planner, because it's our job to be in the background. It's not about us. It's not about us running the show. But, if they don't even know that we were there, we know that we've done a great job.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's really a great key to success. Is there a certain, and I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, but this is just one thing I thought of. Is there a certain percentage of the budget that a bride should account for a wedding? I know you probably couldn't really say an amount, because every budget is different, but is there, like, for our brides out there, is there like a percentage that you could say, well, you could kind of think about this, or what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we think of wedding planning allocation to be anywhere between 10 and 15% of the overall budget. Of course, month of is kind of an outlier, but in terms of a planning package where we work with the client throughout the whole planning process, we look at allocating 10 to 15% of the budget towards planning fees. And we've kind of been guided on this, process the entire 11 years that we've been doing this. We've always kind of maintained that pricing model. Some planners have decided to do, a flat fee pricing model. And I would say, again, if you're looking at your overall budget and a planner is outside of that 10 to 15%, you may, think maybe, I should look at planners that fit a little bit better within the budget that I'm allocated.
That makes sense. Great advice. Yeah, that's a really good answer to that. Okay, so let me open this up for comments and questions. We'll turn this on while we finish chatting. Okay, perfect. So if you're joining us, I know people have been popping in and out, but and you have a question for us, please feel free to ask, and Sarabeth can definitely answer that. I feel like we've touched on most all of these questions that I just jotted down. Do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about in planning, or anything really special that's coming up in y'all's world, or just anything else, any new improvements you've made during this time of quarantine, or just really anything that you'd like to add to what we've been talking about today?
Yeah, sure. So we've been, like you were saying, during this time, we've just been, updating our website. So we've added some new content on there. Also, one of our lead planners, Georgette, is just doing such a great job at updating our blog weekly still. So, we're continue continuing to post to our blog during this time, which has been really great, just as a source of inspiration, just to give people something to kind of, read up on. So we've been doing that, and really kind of how to celebrate some things that are coming up, like Easter. We posted some quarantine ideas that you could do during Easter. So we'll continue to do that during this time.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So good. Yeah, because there's still so many fun things you can do at home, and a planner's great to advise on that. Jill was talking about with her balloons, like they sell DIY kits, and so like you can still throw a party for, like, my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and so we're figuring out how do we celebrate at home, because we can still have a really good time with that. So love that.
Yes.
Talking about websites, like people sometimes we'll just look at Instagram or maybe Facebook and get some ideas, and then they really don't think about, well, what all's on the website. And so, yeah, definitely encourage folks to visit your website and read those blogs. I mean, you guys spend time writing them. You spend time curating that material and those inspirational tips. Like, check them out, because they're really, really valuable.
Yes.
All right. So
absolutely.
Let's see. I thought I turned the comments on. All right, let me see if, hang on one second. We'll just take a look. I see that Allie is on right now. Allie, do you have any questions for us? I just want to make sure. This is the first time I've done it this way, but it's been literally at the beginning, like, it's been driving me crazy with the comments on people's faces. I'm like, there's got to be a way to turn this off. So I found out how. I was like, okay, good.
So then you did. Our team is also on. So Rachel, Lauren, and Georgette are on right now. So hello to them. And so they're watching from their homes.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Now we're good. Allie says it was so great. That's awesome. That means we've just answered everything, Sarabeth.
Good. That's wonderful. Well, I'm glad that it was comprehensive.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, okay. So we're just going to keep fingers crossed. So just real life, do you think, I feel pretty good that in May we're going to start getting back to some business. Do you feel like that's the way it's going to be? What do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, so we're hoping so. We're, hoping to get back as soon as we can to celebrations, with everyone, really. It's such a, it's such a tricky thing to kind of, have a crystal ball. And I think that that's kind of what our clients have been depending on us to do, is say, hey, can you crystal ball this for us? And it's so hard for us to do that. So, we don't know, just like, the cousin of someone doesn't know. And so it's, but as soon as we can't wait to celebrate with everyone and just, hold each other's hands in the meantime as industry partners and, stand together.
Absolutely. It's been fun. I've hopped on a few. SWP had a virtual happy hour the other day that I was on, and there's been some fun things like that. So I encourage everybody to stay connected in your world, doing these virtual happy hours and things like that. It's so important, especially I feel like if you're at home alone, like, it's really good to stay connected. Okay, here's some questions. Any advice for COVID brides on postponing, and can they hire your team to help with that? Great question.
Yeah, that is a great question. So absolutely. So we've heard from several brides that we're helping through this process. Of course, our own brides, we're helping reschedule and postpone their events. It can be a lot. Our hearts are with you, whenever you have to contact 10 plus vendors, just to reschedule, on one date, and checking with the venue and then going back and forth on those things. So we're certainly here to help anyone that needs help. The advice that I would give, and what my team is currently focusing on, is whenever we do reschedule, looking for things to be a bit clearer in contracts, such as cancellation and postponement clauses that we're requesting added to those contracts. So industry-wide, from a planning perspective, that's what we're advocating now for, is, if we do have to ever go through this again, what does that look like, and having that defined out a bit more with every vendor contract that we're re-signing.
Wow. Isn't that the truth? It was a whole new world for all of us. It's like nobody plans for a pandemic. It's like, what does that look like? Luckily, everyone that I've spoken with we're all really working to help them and postpone and carrying those credits over. And I know that's for sure what we're doing. And it's just going to be crazy come fall. I've got my tennis shoes ready. How about you? We're just going to work it and twerk it.
That's right. That's right. We're preparing for a very busy fall. I'm sure all of us are, but in fall, it's also whenever we, onboard, a lot of new clients too. So we're going to be servicing and selling at that time. And so, I'm really working with my team to, schedule some me time within that time so that, because we give so much of ourselves as a service industry, we want to make sure they're taking care of themselves during that time too. So we're working on some best practices during this upcoming fall that'll, make sure that their mental health is, taken care of.
Oh, that's good. That's good to think about. I forget about that stage. I'm like, yeah, go. Wait, we do have to take a little bit of time for ourselves too. So
that's right.
That's great. I actually just wrote for our blog. I wrote a thing on self-care. I'm not really a self-care kind of girl. Like, I'm not really like a bubble bath kind of girl. Like, I know a lot of people love that kind of to unwind. I think I'm too high strung for that. But I wrote about something that I think we all can do, which is restore, and whatever that looks like our walks outside. Like, who knew that we could treasure walks outdoors so much, right?
Yes, that's right.
The highlight of the day. And that's right. To restore. And then reflect, reflect on your personal life, reflect on your business, reflect on your goals, reassess those goals, because this is a great time to do it. And then reinvent, how are you reinventing and pivoting? And, we're trying to think of things, what works during this time that can carry with us in the future. That's going to be a really value add for the future. So that's my 2 cents on COVID.
Yes, that's right. That's very true.
How to handle it. All right. Well, thanks to everybody who joined us. And if you have any more questions or you want to talk to Sarabeth and her team, what's your website, Sarabeth?
Yeah, so it's sarabethevents.com, and then they can also connect with us via Instagram at Sarabeth Events. I'm at XO Sarabeth, so if they want to connect with me directly, that's wonderful too.
Perfect. Good. So yeah, y'all reach out if you have a question didn't get answered. Reach out to her there. And Sarabeth, thank you so much for joining. This was super, I'm not going to lie, this was super informative. I learned a lot too, so thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. We love you.
It was fun. Adore you. A little cheers. And
cheers.
And we'll have cocktail hour once this is all over, right?
That's right. Yes, we will.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.